All right, everybody. Welcome to Chris G Photography. I wish I could say welcome back to Chris G Photography, but nobody knows who I am. So do me a favor and like, view, subscribe, all that. Tell a friend so we can try, and you can help me try to get this whole thing going. Right now, I am in the Badlands of southern Utah with Factory Butte in the background. What a phenomenal backdrop. Well, I tried to do this video earlier and couldn't get it done. Wind was a little up. Now the wind seems okay. So I'm just going to do this handheld out here in the middle of nowhere. But I originally recorded this video yesterday, but then ended up having a conversation with my wife. She had a bad day. She was just running behind. Nothing worked out. Work was frustrating. She was running late. She had to get home to let the dogs out, and I had spent all day photographing in Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada, and was in a hotel room in Las Vegas. So I was not there to help her out. And sometimes when we talk about photography, what we do, we have to diverge from talking about photography and what we do to the real life, of a photographer, whether you're a part-time photographer, a full-time photographer, a wedding photographer, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Because the truth is that this sometimes is not everything it is cut out to be. Photography is fun, it is creative, it's exciting, it's everything. I mean, look where I'm at. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. But the truth is that if you choose to be a photographer, more oftentimes than not, you are freelance. You are an independent contractor. You are self-employed. So there's no paycheck involved. When I actually proposed to my wife and I have been together a very long time, over 30 years. As of 2021, we will have been married for 27 years. But right before I proposed to her, I actually said, Jenny, look, if you want the husband that's going to be home every weekend, sitting on the couch, mowing the grass, hanging out, going to all the family barbecues and stuff, you need to marry somebody else. I was very, very matter of fact with it. And she actually said, and the reason I said is, look, I want to be a photographer, and that's going to cause me to be gone a lot. And she didn't think about it really. She just said, I know that, and that's fine, because all throughout our dating life, she and I are high school sweethearts. I had a camera with me. If we went to prom or homecoming, I had a camera. I can remember having my hand wrapped around her dancing in my big camera, taking prom photos, prom, candids for the newspaper and yearbook while we were dancing. And that was our life. And so she did accept that. And so this video is not just for photographers, but for photographers' significant others. And what the significant others have kind of got to put up with when who you choose to spend your life with does this. I really wish Jenny was here right now. As I get older, I'm getting a little bit more lonely and a little bit more romantic and sentimental, but it would really be nice to have her here right now to share this. But so I think the first thing you have to understand is photography is not a 9-to-5. Photography is not go to work in the morning, punch in, come home, or punch out, go home, spend the evening with your families. Oftentimes it is long hours. And in the case of a lot of photography, like landscape photography or nature photography, you're actually needing to travel quite a bit, which means quite a bit of time away from home. And as the significant other of a photographer, you have to really ask yourself, is this what you signed up for? Did you sign up for your significant other being out and about in all these wonderful places and you being back home taking care of the domestic parts of life? You know, because bills still got to be paid, you know, dogs got to be fed, and quite honestly, children got to be watched. That makes me nervous. Gunshots, great, in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to head back to my truck. But anyway, hopefully it's nothing. I am on BLM land, so it makes sense for people to be out here shooting their guns. But anyway, so like I said, as a significant other of a photographer, you gotta understand that this is what life will be like, that you're going to spend quite a bit of time by yourself. And because photographers are self-employed, you have to understand that unless they're an established photographer, money's going to be tight. Unless the significant other is making a considerable amount of money, and it doesn't matter, money's going to be tight. And I can remember back in the day when I first started photography, and that's another story for another time, but you know, I spent a lot of money, and you know, I know Jenny sometimes had to say, okay, Chris wants this piece of equipment, or he wants to go out and go to this location and take pictures, but I got to pay the bills. And so it can be a drag on the economics, the finances of the family. And not only that, but for a very long time, you know, Jenny was kind of a single mom at times. I mean, I did have a job. I'm only a part-time photographer. So there's other people out there that can speak to this better than I can. But it was hard, and I know it was hard. And matter of fact, for a long time, I gave up photography because I knew it was time for me to be home with the kids. The kids were growing up. They were getting into their teen years. And quite honestly, I couldn't be an absentee dad at that point. I had to be around. I mean, they needed me to be around. So I chose to stop photography for about 15 years and concentrate on getting an office job because I couldn't make photography work, and being a father and a husband. And so luckily now we are empty nesters, and that is a wonderful thing. But still, I know there were times that it was hard on Jenny because of the financial situation, and because, you know, she was a single, you know, kind of a single mom at times. And I would be, gosh knows where, taking pictures. So, you know, to the photographers that are watching this, I urge you to have that conversation with your significant other and say, hey, listen, this is what photography is about. And as a significant other of a photographer, you really should think about this, because this is not an easy lifestyle to undergo. Are you going to be willing to have your significant other gone? And if they're successful, they're going to be gone for weeks, sometimes months at a time. And there's nothing you can do about it. That is what it takes to do this. And at very least, you're going to have to, you know, sacrifice time. For example, like a part-time photographer like me, you might want to go on a family vacation, but guess what? I always have a camera with me. I'm always looking for places to go pictures or take pictures, which basically means that I'm splitting time even when I'm on vacation. Matter of fact, there's no such thing as vacation. There just isn't. That's just the life we live. So this is a wonderful thing. Photography is awesome, but at the same time, it's not romantic. It is not glamorous sometimes. It is hard. It is muddy. It is difficult. And sometimes it is lonely. And sometimes it requires a lot of sacrifices, not only from the photographer, but from the significant other that is hopefully in a lifelong relationship with that photographer. So for now, I hope this is food for thought. I'm going to go get back in the truck. Don't know where those gunshots were coming from. I heard an ATV and then I heard gunshots. I have not seen another person since I've been on this dirt road. But again, think about it. This is the life of a photographer. I'm by myself. There's gunshots and my wife is home working. Hopefully she'll get home soon to let the dogs out. But this is it, guys. This is it. So as a couple, have this conversation and for both of you. See, this is if this is what you want, because may not be what the significant other signed up for, and the photographer might be so passionate about what they do that they can't give up now. So, okay, those are my thoughts on this. Have a good day. Thank you. And again, like, view, subscribe, tell a friend. And hopefully I'm going to get out of here and before the sun goes down, because I have no idea what's going on. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a good one.